The wind howled across the Antarctic plains, whispering secrets of a world untouched by time. Beneath the layers of ancient frost and silence, something waited, something not of this earth. Dr. Elias Rowen had spent 15 years studying climate patterns and glacial shifts for the United Earth Science Division. He'd seen 1,000 ice cores and mapped countless sub-zero caverns, but nothing had prepared him for what he discovered that day. It started with an anomaly. His thermal scanners picked up an inexplicable heat signature 2 kilometers below the surface. Faint, steady, and alive. At first, Elias thought it was a malfunction. But as the readings persisted for days, his curiosity ignited like a flare in the dark. With funding from the UESD, he assembled a small expedition. 3 scientists, a robotics engineer, and an AI drone named HALI, Hyper-Adaptive Logic Interface. Together, they set up camp near the coordinates, a region locals called the Silent Basin. The temperature never rose above -70 degrees Celsius. The wind sliced through layers of insulated suits. Yet Elias couldn't shake the feeling that something beneath the ice wanted to be found. The discovery. After drilling for nearly a week, their equipment struck something solid. Not rock, not ice, but metal. Conductive surface detected, Hallie reported in her calm, synthetic voice. They melted through the surrounding ice, revealing what looked like a massive pod. Dark silver, covered in intricate alien markings that shimmered faintly under their lamps. "It's not human," whispered Dr. Kira Singh, the team's Xenotech specialist. Elias brushed the frost away, revealing a transparent section near the center. His breath hitched. Inside lay a woman or something like one. Her skin was pale blue with faint luminescent veins. Her silver-white hair floated weightlessly, as if underwater. Her eyes were closed, long lashes frosted with time. Despite being entombed for what appeared to be centuries, she looked untouched, ageless, almost peaceful. Hallie's sensors began to flicker. Biological activity detected. Faint pulse. Suspended animation confirmed. "She's alive." Elias breathed, heart pounding. Against all caution, he pressed his gloved hand to the glass. It was warm. The awakening. They transported the pod back to their base under strict containment. Dr. Singh analyzed the metal and found isotopic structures unknown to Earth, possibly thousands of years ahead in technology. The pod itself emitted a low hum like a heartbeat. Elias couldn't sleep. He kept thinking of the woman under the ice. Who was she? Why was she here? What if she was the remnant of something humanity had long forgotten, or never known at all? Then, on the 4th night, alarms shattered the silence. Hallie's voice echoed through the comms. Containment chamber energy surge detected. Biological revival sequence initiated. By the time Elias reached the lab, frost was evaporating off the pod in waves of blue light. The runes along the metal shell pulsed in rhythmic patterns. A hiss of escaping air filled the room as the pod opened. The alien woman gasped sharply, a sound that pierced the stillness like music. Her eyes snapped open, glowing silver. Elias froze. Those eyes, they didn't just see him. They recognized him. She struggled to sit up, disoriented, trembling as if the centuries pressed down on her all at once. Elias slowly stepped forward. "It's all right," he said softly. "You're safe." Her gaze darted between the humans, confusion and fear flickering in her expression. Then she spoke, a string of melodic syllables, completely unrecognizable. Dr. Singh's translation software kicked in, decoding fragments. "Where am I?" Elias knelt. "You're on Earth. The year is 2479. We found you beneath the ice." At the mention of Earth, Her expression changed. For a long moment she stared at him, not with fear but with sorrow. "You should not have woken me," she whispered through the translator. The warning. Over the next few hours the woman, who called herself Liara, began to remember fragments of her past. She wasn't merely from another world. She was from an empire, one that once stretched across galaxies, including Earth's solar system. Long before humans recorded history, her people, the Vaelari, visited Earth. They guided early civilizations, teaching art, architecture, and science. But then something happened, something catastrophic. Liara had been part of a team assigned to contain a weapon, a sentient energy source known as the Nullfire, that could consume entire worlds. When containment failed, Liara sealed herself and the weapon's core beneath the ice to prevent it from awakening. That was 20,000 years ago. Elias could barely comprehend it. Humanity's myths, gods descending from the sky, beings of light teaching humankind, could all have been her people. But Liara's expression grew dark. "If I am awake," she said, "then so is the Nullfire." Halley immediately confirmed rising thermal and electromagnetic activity 300 kilometers north of their position, the same coordinates where Elias's scanners had first detected the anomaly. "What happens if it wakes fully?" Elias asked. Liara's silver eyes shimmered. "Then your world will burn as mine did." The race against time. They had less than 24 hours before the Nullfire breached containment. Liara insisted she could stop it, but her strength was fading. The stasis had taken a toll on her body and her ship's core was missing key components. Without help, she would die before completing the process. Elias made a decision that could cost him his career, or his life. He handed her access to human fusion power cells and allowed Halley to synchronize with her technology. "Why are you helping me?" Liara asked weakly as they prepped the equipment. Elias smiled faintly. "Because we caused this by waking you. 'Cause you saved us once. It's only fair we return the favor." For a moment, her cold, distant expression softened. "You remind me of someone. A human I once knew long ago." Hours later, the storm above the silent basin raged as they arrived at the Nullfire chamber. What had once been an alien vault now pulsed like a living organism, veins of molten energy spreading beneath the ice. Liara stepped forward, her hands glowing with light. Halley projected containment fields while Elias stabilized the generators. Then the Nullfire spoke. Its voice resonated inside their minds, ancient, emotionless, yet full of hunger. "I remember you, Vaelari. You cannot stop what I am." Liara's eyes flared. "No, but I can finish what I began." She pressed her palms together, channeling energy into a brilliant sphere of blue light. The ice cracked, the storm intensified, and Elias realized she was merging her life force with a containment seal. "No," he shouted. "You'll die." She smiled through the pain. "I already did centuries ago." The revelation. The ground shook. The Nullfire screamed, imploding in a burst of white energy that illuminated the night sky like a second sun. Then silence. When the light faded, Elias found himself on his knees, surrounded by scorched snow and steam. Halley's systems flickered back online. The containment site was stable. But Liara was gone. In her place, embedded within the ice, was a faintly glowing crystal, shaped like a teardrop pulsing gently. Halley scanned it. Energy readings consistent with Vaelari biosignature. Pattern matches Liara. She had become part of the seal, a living guardian once again.